What if your Labrador is not bringing things back for fun at all? What if every sock, toy, or shoe in his mouth is a silent message to you? Behind that happy face may live an old instinct shaped to serve, not just to play. And the moment you ignore it, you may be missing the deepest need in his heart. Because your Labrador may not be asking for a game, but for purpose, praise, and connection. Some think it is silliness, mischief, or a simple demand for attention. But inside that cheerful habit, there is an older story still alive. Labradors were shaped for work long before they became family companions. They were bred to retrieve, carry, and bring things back to human hands. That pattern did not disappear when life moved from fields to living rooms. It simply changed its stage and kept its emotional meaning. So when your Labrador brings you a sock, a toy, or a stick, he may be saying far more than, "Play with me right now." He may be saying, "I found something, and I want to share it." He may be saying, "Give me a job, and let me succeed." He may be saying, "I feel close to you when I do this." What looks like a game can also be a living instinct. Retrieving is one of the clearest ways a Labrador feels useful. And usefulness, for this breed, is closely tied to happiness. A Labrador often does not want to hold an object for himself alone. He wants the story to end with the object reaching you. That final handoff matters more than many people realize. The joy is not only in the chase or the carrying. The joy is in completing the loop with the person he trusts. That is why some Labradors light up when you simply notice the item. Your reaction helps finish the emotional reward in their mind. A glance, a smile, or a warm voice can feel like success. In that moment, your dog is not just being entertained. He is feeling seen, approved of, and connected to you. That is also why the habit can become very strong over time. Every positive response tells him this behavior has real meaning here. The more often he feels successful, the more often he will repeat it. This is not manipulative in the human sense. It is a healthy pattern of instinct meeting relationship. Your Labrador offers a behavior that feels good to perform. You answer with attention, praise, or engagement. And the bond between you quietly grows through repetition. To understand this better, imagine how the breed was originally valued. A good retriever was not admired for random energy alone. He was admired for bringing something back reliably and gently. That required focus, patience, and cooperation with a human partner. So the Labrador mind still carries a deep satisfaction in that role. Even in a modern home, the emotional blueprint remains recognizable. Find the object, hold it carefully, approach the person, and deliver. It is simple on the outside, but rich on the inside. There is purpose in the search, there is pleasure in the carrying, and there is relationship in the return. That last part is what makes Labrador retrieval feel so affectionate. It often looks like a task wrapped in tenderness. The dog is active, but also socially oriented. He is doing something, but he is doing it toward you. that direction matters. Many dogs enjoy objects, but Labradors often enjoy sharing the object. They do not just celebrate possession, they often celebrate delivery. This is why some Labradors seem proud when they arrive with something. Their body language can look bright, eager, and expectant. They may hold the item softly and wait for your response. They may circle back if you ignore the first delivery. They may try again because the emotional goal is unfinished. The object reached your space, but the connection did not fully land. So they repeat the behavior until it does. This is one reason owners sometimes think the dog is being pushy. In reality, the Labrador may simply be waiting for closure. He wants the interaction to complete the instinctive sequence. When you understand that, the behavior starts to look very different. It is less about chaos and more about communication. It is less about stealing and more about offering. Of course, Labradors can still grab the wrong things. A sock on the floor can become a retrieval target. A towel, slipper, or remote can suddenly feel important. But even then, the emotional engine may still be familiar. The dog is not always trying to destroy the household. He may be trying to satisfy a carrying urge that needs direction. This is why harsh scolding can feel especially confusing to him. He thinks he brought something into your social circle. He thinks he initiated a meaningful exchange. And instead of approval, he meets tension or anger. That does not teach the instinct to disappear. It usually just teaches uncertainty around the moment of return. Some dogs then begin to hover, dodge, or hold items away. Not because they became stubborn for no reason, but because the shared ritual no longer feels emotionally safe. The need to carry remains, but trust around the handoff gets weaker. That is why guidance works better than punishment here. A Labrador usually needs a better channel, not a broken spirit. When you give him acceptable things to carry, you respect his nature. When you teach him how to deliver them, you shape that nature. And when you praise the right choice, you make cooperation rewarding. This turns a raw instinct into a beautiful shared language. Fetch is one of the clearest examples of this process. To many people, fetch looks like a repetitive energy-burning game. To many Labradors, it feels like meaningful work with emotional payoff. There is a goal, a movement, a return, and your acknowledgement. That full pattern makes sense to their whole body and mind. It answers both instinct and relationship at the same time. And that is why a Labrador can play fetch with astonishing enthusiasm. He is not only chasing an object across space, he is rehearsing a role that feels deeply right to him. Each successful return can feel like, I did it again. And if you respond warmly, the message becomes even stronger. You did it, and I loved seeing you do it. This is powerful fuel for a Labrador heart. It also explains why some Labradors invent retrieval jobs on their own. They carry toys room to room when no one asked. They greet you at the door with something in their mouth. They search for items when the house feels quiet. They create purpose And when purpose is not clearly offered, that is not always restlessness in a negative sense. Sometimes it is a self-made answer to an inner need. The breed often thrives when life includes tasks with human meaning. Or without that outlet, the instinct may leak into messy habits. Shoes become targets, laundry becomes tempting, household objects become unofficial assignments. The dog is still trying to satisfy the same inner drive. He just has not been shown which objects belong in that ritual. That is where the owner becomes very important. Your Labrador does not only need exercise, he also needs structured success. He needs moments where carrying something leads to clear approval. He needs simple rules that protect the instinct without crushing it. Commands like "take it" can give the beginning a shape. Commands like "bring it" help organize the middle. Commands like "give" or "drop" complete the ending cleanly. Now the dog is not just acting on impulse. He is participating in a shared system with you. That system matters because Labradors often love emotional clarity. They enjoy knowing what wins your approval. They enjoy feeling helpful in a way that makes sense. And they relax when the task has a clear finish. A dog who understands the game often becomes calmer inside it. Instead of grabbing random things with scattered excitement, he learns which items are his job and which are not. That reduces conflict without removing the joy of retrieving. In fact, training can make the joy even deeper. Now the Labrador does not only feel instinctive pleasure, he also feels relational success. He learns that his natural desire has a welcome place in your life. That is a powerful form of trust building. The message becomes, who you are is not wrong here. You just need guidance, and we can do this together. For a Labrador, that can be emotionally stabilizing. He no longer has to guess where the carrying urge belongs. He no longer risks constant correction for following his nature. Instead, he finds a path where instinct and home can cooperate. This is one reason retrieval games strengthen bonding so effectively. They create repeated moments of shared intention. You send the dog outward. The dog returns inward toward you. And every return quietly says, I come back to you on purpose. That repeated choice has emotional weight. It teaches attention. It teaches responsiveness. It teaches joy linked to partnership rather than random excitement. Over time, the object itself becomes only part of the picture. The deeper reward is the exchange around it. Your Labrador runs out with energy, but he often comes back with hope. Hope that you will respond. Hope that the mission mattered. Hope that the relationship feels warm at the end of it. This is why many Labradors look happiest during simple shared tasks. Not because the task is grand, but because the task creates closeness they can understand. Bring it back. Come to me. Let me receive what you found. Those are small actions with big emotional meaning. They tell the dog there is a place for his instincts here. They tell him he can contribute instead of merely exist nearby. And many Labradors truly seem to bloom under that feeling.
You're such a good dog.
So if your Labrador loves carrying things to you, try not to see only a playful mouth and busy paws. See the worker inside the companion. See the ancient job living softly inside a modern home. See the dog who feels proud when he can complete a task for you. Then guide that instinct with games, cues, and the right objects. Praise the good choices. Redirect the wrong ones without shaming the impulse itself. Because your Labrador is often not asking to be scolded or dismissed. He is asking for a role he was born to love. And when you honor that need, you do not just reduce mischief around the house. You give his instinct a home inside your relationship. That is why a Labrador loves bringing things back to his owner. It is not only play, it is purpose, approval, and affection carried gently in his mouth.